let's get pumped up, Okay, yes, homies, welcome to the channel. I'm your homie LeoCoys. Before we get any further in this update, I have to address everybody that took time this past weekend and subscribed to the channel. My last vlog that I put out was completely successful. I managed to reach a broad audience, which was fantastic. Brought tons of new viewers to the channel. So I just wanted to be the first one to say, welcome to the Mile High Hotspur community, which I guess right now I'm just gonna say we are the Mile High homies. So big up to you. Let's get into this video. So in the last videos, I did mention I was going out of town to go watch the Rapids play. And this is where we're gonna kick this video off today. If the Rapids isn't your twist or you're more of a Spurs person, you could definitely fast forward just a little bit to when I start talking about the Spurs. But for the time being, I need to talk about my pitties. I went on the trip to Minnesota on Saturday morning. It started off hectic, my homies. I didn't have too much time because I woke up extremely late. The alarm didn't go off, or maybe it did go off and I just turned it off and went back to bed. I honestly do not even remember. I was rushing to get to the airport. My friend Logan hits me up and he's like, hey, I'm about 10-15 minutes away. Where are you at? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm still like really far away, you know, and I'm in panic mode because I'm really excited for this trip. I wanted to go down. I'm very, very stoked to go see the Rapids play in a new stadium. And I don't think I'm gonna make my flight. I do get to the airport literally just in time. I ran from one end of the airport to the other one where the airplane was waiting. I told my friend, if anything happens, bro, and I'm not there by the time it's about to take off, you better cause a scene. We get to Minnesota, and I say we because I was with other Colorado Rapids fans. I will shout out particularly Logan, the one that invited me to go, and the one that I feel kind of got the wheels rolling with this away day. So a huge shout out to you, my homie. We get out of the airport and we're like, what are we gonna do, right? We have some time to waste. The part of Minnesota where we were at has a huge Mall of America, and this place has like an amusement park in it, has one of the biggest food courts I've ever seen. We ended up getting some food at the mall. And from there, we kind of started getting pumped up. You know, we started chanting. I started just banging on some stuff, you know, just getting the chants going. And right away, vibing. So we start looking for the place where we're going to pregame. And like I said, Logan was on top of that. So we pull up to the neighborhood where this stadium is located. It reminded me a lot of when I was in London, because it has some sort of a European-y vibe to it. When I go to the games here in Denver, the stadium is a bit far from, you know, from where I live at. It's a bit on the outskirts of Denver. This stadium was, you know, not downtown, but it was not that far away from the city. What I really liked about it was it had that same vibe as when you're walking down the Tottenham High Road and you see the off-license markets, you know, you see the little bodegas, you see these little mom and pop shop restaurants. Exactly the type of feel that these little streets had while we were walking up to the stadium. It definitely had that vibe. And to top it off, one of the homies we met up with wanted to get some food, so he stopped at a kebab shop, and that even made it even more of the European-y vibe. So it added a bit of nostalgia to this away day off of the bat. And then we pull up to these bars. I did release a YouTube short while I was there. I'll probably put a link up to it so you can check it out. In my match day vlog, you do see some of this while I'm there. This pub that we went to had a very supporter type vibe, if that makes sense. It was one of the official places that the fans go to gather before their game. See, here in Denver, we have one place where we can all go congregate and have our food and drink. In Minneapolis, they go to different pubs, which again adds to that European-y vibe, right? That match day vibe. Of course, it wouldn't be a proper experience without doing the crawl and going to other places. Walking to another pub just down the road. Like I said, these places were very, very close. We ended up meeting more and more of the Minnesota Loon fans, and I even ran into this lady named Mel. Mel came to Denver when her team played against the Rapids. I had the honor of interviewing her. Dang, I should have even said, look, Mel, I even said that, you know, I had her scarf hung up. Look, bam, right here. The Minnesota Loon scarf, you know, we exchanged it. Damn, sorry. Sorry about that, my homie. Sorry about that. We exchanged scarves. She had an interview, and I was in this pub and just happened to walk by her, and I was like, yo, like, awesome to see you. Had her on the video. You guys gotta check out the match day vlog from that one. The away day vibes were dope. You gain a new sense of understanding for the away fans when you're the away fan. Now, let's get into what happened at the stadium, because the team was not so nice to my team. I'm not gonna lie. Everybody and their grandma literally probably thought the Colorado Rapids were gonna win. I think one person I spoke to predicted their team to win. The rest of them either thought it was gonna be a lucky draw or they were just gonna get blown out. Myself included, I think I went with the 4-2 result, and I was a little bit wrong there, right? As you guys seen, the match did finish 3-0 in favor of the Minnesota Loon. The things that I do want to talk about though, my homies, and share with you guys is I had an excellent time at the stadium. It's called Allianz Field. The lighting there was amazing. It had excellent sound. I don't know how much justice my videos were able to give the environment there. However, I will throw a slight jab at them. They were producing tons of noise through the speakers, which, I mean, it is what it is, fair play if that's how you guys do it. But I did notice tons of cheering and tons of clapping was coming from the speakers. And it's a shame because your guys' team was excellent on the day. The Rapids did not start off on the right foot. We looked lethargic for most of the game. Minnesota was out hustling us, which for me, I'm surprised. The amount of hustling that Colorado does, and to see Minnesota just blow us out of the water like that, I have to say I was very, very, very surprised. At halftime, something crazy happened. I went to the bathroom and I noticed there was a humongous line. So I just kind of walked around and got some footage and then came back. And I stopped at this point where I was kind of just recording people walk by. And this dude came by and thought I was taking a selfie. So he wanted to take a selfie with me. And I was like, hey man, what's going on? But he wanted to be in the video, so I kind of put him in the video. And then this guy comes walking by, says what's up to the homie, and I go after him to say, hey, I wanted to ask him if I can post that part into my videos, because if somebody shows love to the camera, then 9 times out of 10 they're a really friendly person and they wouldn't mind even talking more onto camera, and that's always a good way that I engage with people. When I went to go tell him how he could find my video, the guy was like, bro, I just seen your video this morning. And that made my night, my homies. I have to say, I've been putting in a lot of work on my Colorado Rapids match day vlogs, and I know that part of my channel is a growing process. It was very, very satisfying to get some recognition and see somebody halfway across the United States that said, whoa, I just seen your stuff today. So yeah, big up to you if you happen to be watching this, my homie. I appreciate you. I wanted to go see if I could catch any of the Rapids players, maybe get a shout out, maybe catch a cheeky, plug for the channel, even a jersey. And I made my way down to where the tunnel was at and where the players were going to be coming up, and I started shouting at the players to try and get some sort of love on the camera. And after most of the players walked by, Jackson Travis comes walking by, and I managed to grab his attention, asked him for the jersey, and yes, the homie said, here you go. It's ripped right here. I wonder if that was from some sort of a tackle, and it's got the stains on the front. The Georgie kit, really, you couldn't see any stains on it because it was dark and sweaty, but this one is dope. And like I said, I love the fact that it comes with this ribbon that you can't get on any other kit. So that's definitely dope. Much love to Jackson Travis. I appreciate the gesture, my homie. And yeah, and after the match, the homies and I made our way back to one of the pregame pubs and kind of just went to go have another round, grab some food, and just hung around while everybody came up and told us we had a good game, even knowing that they were just rubbing it in our face. Not disrespectfully, I say this respectfully, everybody there was amazing. Now, after the game, we didn't know what to do because our flight was the next morning. The flight was at 6 in the morning, back to Denver. I landed here at 7 a.m. and I had to rush home because Tottenham Hotspur had a game against Manchester United, and the game was kicking off at 9 9:30 my time. So I literally had about 2 hours to rush home, get ready, and head to Esther's so that I could watch this game with the rest of the Colorado Spurs, and of course, the guest that I was talking about in my last video, Schoolie Spurs, was going to be in the house down that day. So I wanted to be there bright and early and make sure I was able to say what's up to all the homies pulling up. Now let's get into the Tottenham part of this video, my homies, because I know I've been waffling for a long time. How can I even begin to talk about what happened at Old Trafford? The game speaks for itself. The only thing I want to say is tons of people have been giving our manager a bunch of stick. Have been saying, oh, he needs to adjust, he needs to do this, too stubborn. Tons of abuse online. And our team has bounced back, my homies. We've bounced back crazy. So Tottenham Hotspur pulled up to Old Trafford to literally pwn the crap out of Manchester United. The match was tactical excellence by Ange Postecoglou. And you know here, my homies, you will not get any stats. I am not the stats man. I do not claim. I don't throw the stats out. This is not your place for stats. It's your place of positivity. And I'm pointing out the fact that this game was by far the best one of the season for us, and it made for an excellent time at the pub. You guys, if you guys caught the video, the match day vlog, it was an amazing turnout from the fans here in Denver. You know, everybody was pumped up. The game starts and we get a goal early on. The best possible way to start the game off at Old Trafford. Get in, my homies. Get in, right? And who scored it? And who was it, by the way, to score? The one that's been getting the most abuse? Brennan Johnson. Brennan Big Whammy Johnson gets his 4th in a row. I'm not really gonna bore you on the details of the game. We all know how that went. And I don't know if you noticed, baby London made her first appearance at the pub. I had to say, I kind of did the trophy celebration with her. I was like, whoa, lifting her up, and got a good reception from the homies. I had fun. That was a good one, right? And it was because, you know, the vibes were just good. The team was literally flowing, but you know, it's a shame. With this positivity, there's always going to be the doom and gloom, always going to be the naysayers looking for somebody to pick out and say this and that, right? And now it seems like people ain't even having a go at the players anymore. They're having a go at the fellow YouTubers, and I think that's a bit of a low blow. Not mentioning no names. I'm not having a go at nobody. I'm just saying, even when there's tons of positives going on in the Tottenham community, even when you can't rain on somebody's parade, right, you gotta try and point and pick out a little man. You know, nobody's having a go at me. It's not that. It's just, you know, my friends are personally getting attacked, and I really don't like that. So here's what we're gonna do. Like I said, being this is the channel where you won't hear none of that shit going on, I'm going to go ahead and say, you want to be part of that crew, head over to Tottenham Astray, and they got you sorted out, my homies. Yeah, sorry to go off on that little mini tangent. It's just when I found out that they had to go at some of my homies, I had to say, you know what? I'm going to at least throw a couple of shots myself. Why? Because I could punch above my weight class. I'm not afraid of that. You know, if people want to punch down their weight class, I don't understand why. And here at the Mile High Hotspur, we don't like bullies, my homie. We don't go for that shit. Unless you're the Manchester United fan, the one Manchester United fan who decided to show up to our pub, right? And I have to kind of digress and talk about the situation, my homies, because I made it a fun experience. So one of the Spurs fans decided to bring his Manchester United friend to watch the game. Now, this is a Tottenham Hotspur bar. You decide to bring your friend who's a Manchester United fan. You're probably going to get some stick along with your mate. Me, being the charismatic and greeting person that I am, was the first one to say, hey, my homie, is this guy with you? To which he said, he is. And I said, cool, my guy. Let's just say every goal, every call, every opportunity we had, we let this man have it where he felt very, very uncomfortable, especially when his team went down 3-0. Needless to say, my homies, he was not kicked out of the pub because, you know, It's not about that. But he was going to be well aware that this was the Tottenham bar and he was catching the full Tottenham experience. And like I said, my homies, when your team is doing good, why look for negatives? Even when they're playing bad, you have to find the positives to help you bring up. I think the Spurs are on a 4-game winning streak. That's pretty good, right? I want to say Brendan Johnson has 4 goals in 4 games. Dom dom dee dom 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 Solanke. Dom dom dee dom 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 Solanke. How many goals? That's right. It doesn't matter. It's got to be nothing but up from here. Ange Postecoglou wins trophies in his 2nd season, and this season, I feel is no different. I'm putting it out there. You need to put it out there. We all need to put it out there, right? The quad is still on. Call me deluded. Call me what you want. It's all good. And I feel like if you're going to be rooting on this Tottenham Hotspur squad right now, get behind every single player this team is throwing at us. I really don't look too far up at the table right now. I don't even know where we stand in the table. If I'm giving you the God honest truth, I don't even know. I don't even know how many points we have. I'm not really looking that far down the road yet. All I'm focused on right now is every single game individually. I want to see improvements. I want to see things that are happening on the pitch. I want to be able to see the result at the end of the day. And right now, I mean, you tell me. You tell me. I want to believe everything is on the right path for us to win a trophy this season. We've already started with our European campaign. We got off on a very good start. I'm sorry for the team we have coming up on Thursday, but I'm hoping we just mollywop you guys as well and continue with the 5-game win streak. I know it may have been a long video. I'm sorry for waffling. I did want to add that message to all you haters. Quit going at my homies at Just a Girl Who Loves Spurs. Come toss some comments my way. I really don't mind. I'll interact with you. I'll keep the conversation going. And just let you guys know what to expect this upcoming week. Today is my daughter's birthday, so tomorrow I'm taking her to the Rapids game. Don't say anything yet, my homies. I put in a good word. I'm gonna see if maybe I can make something happen, but I'm kind of relying on the help of somebody, so we'll see what happens, my homies. I will keep you guys updated on that situation. I will have a Colorado Rapids match day vlog. We're playing the LA Galaxy, a tough matchup. I think they're in the first place in see, now this is the table I do pay attention to because it's coming down to the crunch time, and we have 2 home games left. The first one being tomorrow, and then the last one being on the weekend. So look out for the Colorado Rapids match day vlogs. My last Europa League match day vlog was a bit empty at the pub. We'll see. I'll play it by ear, my homies. And this again was just another video. You guys know I'm trying to do things differently on the channel. I'm trying to work on being in front of this camera and communicating with you guys and being able to do it more, more freely and not be using the same type of vocabulary. So I appreciate you guys taking time to watch this video, and not only that, being a part of this experiment and being a part of this journey that I have going. Like I said, on the weekend, tons of new subscribers from the video that I just put out. I will link up here. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna put it right here. Don't forget to check out this match day vlog. Don't forget to like this video. Please comment and subscribe. Come on, you Spurs. And for right now, tomorrow, my homies, up the fucking pits.